with it, and we wanted to make it so that when the players actually play their characters, there's a little bit more control on its progression. So it's very much more on classless. Like the backgrounds you have kind of just is your starting point where your character is, and then you build it ad hoc as you progress through the game. And that's one of the higher driving points that we want to do for the game, is where you can alter how your characters react to story, their environment, or challenges that they might be able to overcome.
Yes. How about you, Brooke? You want to add to that?
Well, it's funny you mentioned how detailed everything is in character creation, because while there is a lot of detail and in the rule book, we have a whole separate lore book that really digs into the world and details. And specifically, we start you off in this one country that's undergoing hardship, and we detail within that country all the different places that you can visit, all the different people that you can meet, as well as you're going to see your choices when we release like official adventures, how those start affecting the world, because it will affect it and it will change.
Okay, so yeah, sorry, now I'm just like, so that means that as the characters go through various scenarios and in these different countries and meet different cultures, their actual responses to the adventures will change the geopolitical situation or possible what happens in the further future of their own campaigns. As far as that's going to be offered in the particular module, it's going to be like, in this, if they choose this path, this will change how they choose to do any particular merchant work on this particular coast, or will accelerate this pirate action. Okay, all right, cool.
One of the things is that this will be our goal is to release like official campaign settings or modules, where adventure modules and stuff like that, where the outcomes are kind of recorded to us, and then based off of a certain time period, every release of like new nations and new lore, we advance the time in the world setting. So this way it can constantly evolve. So this way it's not like forever medieval, we're going to visit, not to bash on D&D, but like Neverwinter 70,000 times, and it's all the same. But that's one of our goals. And we tried it out with our previous playtest, where the playtest, we've actually canonized the results of our playtest and got artwork for it included into the lore. And so we really want to, once we get it out there, to have players to actually shape the world. And I know not all the outcomes will be the same for other players. And so I'm going to make it a point on myself to find a way to segue, if the choices don't match to the changing environment, that it still is able to play to what they decide to do for the adventure campaigns. So this way their game can continue on with the story of the world.
And I noticed with the types of characters you have you have like a religious, you have technomancy, you have like sort of magic, and you have, I saw the steam guns, which I thought was really neat. Like a gunslinger with a steam weapon, a sharpshooter. Well, these are classes with a steam weapon. One of the character classes is wet worker, right? If I'm not right, who's an assassin, which is I've never seen. I just see. I'm looking for assassin because I read it earlier, and it's wet worker, which I thought was awesome. You got a brawler. You got like it's just pretty just impressive. So that sort of lends to your comment about creating something. You've got so much diversity you can shoot from starting off before you've added anything, which I think is a pretty big testament to your guys' thought and passion putting into this. Malcolm, our friend Malcolm's Mr. Eloquent and loves. He created a world. He's going to probably be getting back to you with all sorts of questions and comments.
I do.
No. We're happy.
We really wanted to make a system that allows for as much customization as possible within reason. So we came up, I can't remember the exact number, but it's over 40 different backgrounds that you can choose for the character as your base. There are a bunch of different skills to choose from. There are an immense amount of talents,
Yeah,
and
50
talents are
talents.
like the specialization that you can build into your characters.
Yes.
So as I'm just to make sure I'm gathering this all correctly. These are the way it's designed as far as your characters. You have this backgrounds, which sort of is a starting path.
Yes.
And that's for everybody. Well, I mean, even though you may have exactly the same background, depending on which skills you choose and what particular talents, you may have completely different people entirely once you actually embark on your first adventure, having gone through that part of development. And then as the game goes and the encounters you have, the adventures you go on, or what you believe your character is sort of shaping or changing to, you may actually choose different paths and different skills along the way as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
One
And
of the. Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say even in character creation itself, you could have two or three players choose the exact same background, but at the end of the character creation process, like say you all chose, sharpshooter, you could still end up with 3 different sharpshooters with slightly different skills or talents within that, and as well as the different stats that they have.
Yeah, I noticed that. And when you do your background, the background also adds to the character because depending if you're what area you're from, and I gotta go back. I don't want to screw this up. What?
So Sean, you
'cause
might have to
there's-
take a step back a little bit.
Go ahead, please.
So I guess I'm curious. So
genre.
did you write the world first and then the mechanics, or was this was this so? Or I guess it's like, so how did this world come about? And like, was your approach to write the world, or were we kind of doing it parallel with the mechanics, or how did this?
That is a
come
curious
about? And I
thing,
guess
yeah.
a follow on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
And a follow-on question is other games that you've played, what did you want to ensure that you included that like maybe you didn't like or did like in other systems that you wanted to ensure that you had here? But yeah, so that's my 2-parter.
No, that's a great question. I would say throughout the course of development, it's become very, excuse me, parallel in development because we wanted the story to be well told through the mechanics rather than just like, oh, here are mechanics and this is a place, right? And so like how firearms work, how the inventions of rapid fire, what steam technology, all this different tech and rolling mechanics and stuff, and how we can tell that story. And as far as like the origins of the game, this game actually started off as a homebrew set piece for first edition Dark Heresy. And that's where the D100 inspiration came from.
Okay.
So that's really interesting. I was reading through the stat, how it's run. I'm like, this seems familiar to me. And I'm
Right.
like, so Dark Heresy. Okay.
One of the things that I liked about Dark Heresy is its robust customability to it, but I did not like how it gated progression. It's like, oh, if you're this, then you got to go through these things, and it hampered you if you try to go out of that. Whereas the part that I did like about the D20 system is the skill ranks, where it's just like, oh, you're just going to add this simple modifier at the end, and you pass fail type of deal. And we do embrace the fail forward model. I know a lot of GMs might not do it that way, but I like doing fail forwards type of stuff, especially for our system. But it pretty much was like, oh, I don't like this mechanic in Dark Heresy. Let me replace this. Oh, I'm the person that generally did the mechanics and the system. B was the one that's mostly in charge with the lore. So she's the one that
he had to be able to explain the mechanics and rules to me, and if I did not understand it, it was too complicated. And
I do love
That's
that.
That's a good test.
Because that was my thing. That was the thing. I was like, how do you not, when you're going down that path and you're creating a system and you're customizing, you're saying you can clearly see, oh yeah, when this modifier goes there, and it's gonna be fine. And then you have to have someone go like, I mean, that was a lot of times I've seen systems where you're just like, I cannot grasp all the things I need to do just to pick this lock. Can you please help me get there? And I don't, the thing is, it shouldn't be that hard. But I think it's great. And it's also one thing I do love is the fact that since it was parallel, that means that, Brooke comes up with a concept as far as how the story comes, and there's some sort of, intervention or school of magic or particular religion or whatever that comes about, and they express themselves in a specific way that will have some sort of effect. You can go, okay, I want you to make this mechanically happen for me, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's a sounding board. It's a sounding board.
So-
somebody could be a naysayer if it's like you got to have somebody you could trust to tell you no.
Well, we've had
sometimes.
so many back and forth arguments. I
No,
think some of
our
biggest
marriage arguments
in our
was-
marriage were about this game.
We gave each other
I-
3 rules of cool.
Yeah.
I
That's
am
funny.
trying to picture any of us writing a role playing
fuck
game with
no.
our spouse. Like I can that you're right. Brave on you. Brave on you.
that is brave, and I'm glad that I think ours
Yeah.
would be. I don't know if I
Can
might.
you imagine that?
I might try that someday.
Tim
Nathan
will
would
tell you to
try.
make more pies.
We'll probably do it for Forrest as some sort of like,
Yeah.
his dads are going to make him a game, but that's probably the
Oh
closest
my
we'll get to
God.
that.
My wife wouldn't even do it. She
But
wouldn't even
no,
do it.
You are very brave, and I'm glad that there's a lot of love and a lot of dedication that made that work, and that's great. But yes, and that aside, but I was wondering, like, the parallel thing is like how you were able to because the thing is, the one thing because I do a lot of my own homebrew sort of adjusting to games, or I use a system that allows me to have that much flexibility. But one of the things you often wonder is like, when you're doing your homebrew games is like, what was, like, because you're bringing your own passion to it and this particular aspect of a game. And a lot of game systems end up sacrificing a portion of that just to get out something that's very general enough to get a bit wider net, I guess, in some way. At least they used to. And I think I'm glad now in the last, I guess for me, and maybe my limited understanding or limited perception of how things have been going, but I would say in the last, 10 years is a greater effort to try and, really make games for the people who in a certain way that really want it. Like you can put the amount of passion and detail into your game, and there's an audience that will eat it up and love it. And I can tell you right now, looking at, from what I've seen from this game, that's definitely going to happen here. There's just a lot of great depth, a lot of great jumping off places, and a lot of technology that often people are trying to pull into other game systems that's already set up there. That's really what I love. And it's not, that's one thing I really liked about it when I was reading through it. And though I am curious, maybe I shouldn't be too curious because I probably just need to play it. But anyway, it was the post apocalypse, and I was just kind of like, I'm kind of old fashioned, and I'm not really sure what exactly that means. I just have an idea, but I just don't want to like shout that out there and be like, late and
Well,
wrong.
why don't we set up? Let's let people who are listening know. Why don't we kind of what's this game about? Like the story. What is the setting? What's the history?
Let's get on to the game instead of accolades. We've been building your egos enough tonight.
Yes.
Yes. I got it.
Thing
You
me go
got
crazy.
All right. So go ahead and based on what Matt just said, you guys run with it. What the game's about, and you said the apocalypse, and just basically what the world is.
B, you want to take this? It's more on the lore side of things.
Yeah. So what post-apocalypse means in a general term is like the apocalypse has already happened. Humanity has been reset in this instance. All the bad stuff, quote unquote, is behind. And civilizations are now rebuilding themselves and reconnecting and either rediscovering old technology or inventing new types of technology because the world has changed so much. And in Nuada, the cataclysm basically flooded the world. And this was also after like one of the second moons shattered.
I see it.
Crystals have impacted the world. Fae were suddenly born into the world. So elemental type creatures that had never existed before. And from that, humanity rebuilt itself and formed several different nations. and they live in what they call the known world. They probably know about 25% of the world. They've lost almost everything else. And through that, they've rebuilt and they've entered a sort of industrialization. They're starting to industrialize. They have airships. They have built, mega cities. What's up?
I was pointing at the airships behind you.
Oh, yeah.
It was literally once.
Yeah. Yeah. So essentially what we're doing is that you have all these mysteries that are out there to uncover, old ruins, dark secrets that humanity is going to have to grapple with, and kind of try to make better choices than they did in the past.
Yeah, I agree. That is a setup in there because when you get into the description of the backgrounds and the characters a bit, those things are like the different sects and different islands. I'll use that term because that's in the book. That is actually in there, and there's different like areas, and they have different backgrounds. Let's just say they have different cultures almost within the main culture, which fits because you get that everywhere. And and some of that is some of it is discovering, and that's one of the things that intrigues me is like there's an openings for you to take a little, lack of better words, Malcolm says homebrew. To say you can discover a technology, be it something simple like I don't know, a Rubik's cube.
But I do like the idea that there is it seems a very organic, localized civilization with various different governments to their own motivations, yet they all are still trying to figure out how to get themselves a little bit further along the path than their neighbor at times.
Oh, yes.
Which is very, which I do love. It's like, yay!
One of the things that we wanted to do though as well is to like highlight the cultural differences between our different nations, and that also includes languages. We've hired conlangers to make unique languages for our game.
Okay, because I was wondering.
But they have their own religious beliefs, or all these things that kind of culminate, because there are a lot of times we see in TTRPGs right now is that, oh, you play as human, oh, you're just human, and it's the same everywhere. Whereas like right now our game is human centric, but there's a vast variety of human influence and culture types and languages and religion that you can develop all these stories within them. And we wanted to kind of showcase that now by also including like built out languages. And so far, I think right now we have three languages built out. One is the magic script. We got Marith and Zirania, right? That's so.
No, I think that's interesting because when I was looking at the characters because of the languages, I was like, okay, I'm going to play a spy. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? I sat down and I was thinking, okay, I picked one. I'm going to play a spy. And I was looking at some of the talents and all. I'm like, oh, multiple languages, because I'm going to need that, because this isn't like D&D where I go speak languages, right? Or some sort of gimmick, right? I like games that this is a little chunky with the mechanics. I mean, chunky is there's a lot of little things you could do, but it also makes you like, you got to really seriously think about building the character, right? Because especially for like that detail is a big detail in a game is languages, because if you don't think your character through, then it's gonna be a disaster, right?
It'll certainly influence the story, and it can have some funny moments. Like we've had a couple playtests where there's a character who's trying to read something. Yeah, but they're illiterate.
That's what I mean. A personal disaster, and I've had an illiterate character. Trust me, it didn't work for me.
Boy.
No,
yeah.
There was another playtest where like they're a pilot, like an airship pilot, but they couldn't read the language that was on like the cockpit that they were trying to actually.
I love that.
And they're just like, oh no, just like do a difficult test. It's just you got your kind of like familiarization.
I love that.
But I'm just like, it's gonna be difficult because you don't know what the hell that says.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's pure comedy at that point. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Or
it's-
Up is down is left. You know, like
who are these people? They're all left-handed on that island. Dang it, I didn't know. Just
it should be.
So it looks like you have a life path system.
yes.
Yeah.
You can, I guess you could pick if you wanted to. If you really, really, really loved a certain idea, you could just pick and choose. But I can tell you, we I don't know if all of us. I love a good
I love the life
random character creation
Mhm.
because for so many years the model was I pick what I'm going to be and then I stick my stats kind of where I want them and I kind of make it what it is. And some of the other systems that we've started playing over the last few years that have these, what I really enjoy is kind of having an idea, but then maybe it takes a left or a right turn and I end up with a character and then I have to play the character I've come up with, which I actually, for maybe not be for everybody, but for me, I like that system of not really of them kind of forming slowly instead of having instead of having an idea beforehand and making everything fit to it.
I'm kind of a mix. I kind of like both. I do like, because I played a lot of systems where you have to come up with the concept and then build the character, as opposed to anything being either laid out. Like you don't usually have the classes. The games I usually play don't usually have classes. They usually just have sort of like, here's a basic template it could be, but you're pretty much, the concept has to be strong to build the character. But sometimes it's just nice just to relax and just let the dice shape the character, and let's see the challenge if you can really breathe and bring life into what you've rolled. Is something that I really do like that challenge and like to do it, and particularly in a world that's rich enough to give you so many avenues in which to express and to sort of build on that. And that's one thing I think your world does definitely. That either if it was purposely built to a certain character, certain character path, or just randomly generated, I think I would really enjoy it. So I wouldn't try random generated in this one because I think it would be just.
Oh, that's what I'm doing.
Just really nice.
Yeah,
I love random generation. By the way.
I made a generator actually to help along character creation. It's okay. It needs some improvement. Because sometimes I need a quick idea and I don't want to all this. But so there was like two ideas for the life path. Is like one, some people have a hard time coming up with character backstory. And this was a way to help them along. Be like, here's all these ideas. You can either randomly roll or pick from the list and do what you want. And two, it would also help ground the characters in this world.
Yes.
Because a lot of it is some of it is tied to the lore of the world. And maybe if you're unfamiliar with it, you at least have a jumping off point. And then you can go to the lore book and be like, okay, let me read more about this.
Yeah, that sounds like that's nice.
No, it is. I think,
and particularly with sorry.
Go ahead. No, Malcolm.
But particularly a world that has this much lore. I'll be perfectly honest, and it's nice to be sort of connected to it and to make sure your players are engaged with it. Therefore, it becomes a part of their own. Not only the lore itself becomes a part of my only character and becomes a part of their playing and what their investment in. As far as getting them invested, this really helps a lot.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, it's like, your character's advantages, great skills make them so do their disadvantages. Sometimes your disadvantages or low skills make them that much more fun. And we're doing Dragonbane and we were rolling up our character. As you recall, my character was the Mr. Average. Everything was like 9 or 10 on a 20 skills update. So I was like, I failed. The character just was, the gag was he was average. But we leaned into it. It's a little thing.
And his personality was exactly the opposite. So he thought he was so much better.
I did.
I think his personality is also an average 9 too. I think
no, his personality, the character's drawback is he's like haughty, so he thinks he's the greatest at everything. Oh, of course I could do that, yes, but you're okay, and whatever. So I just want to make a comment real quick. One, Mitch is having tech match posted. Mitch is having tech issues. We'll try to have him next week. So apparently his fiber got burned in a little manhole fire, I guess. And I wanted to shout out to Darcy for buying some of our merch. So we noticed that. Thank you, Darcy. This doesn't mean you have to
Great
buy.
segue. That's a great segue, Sean, since we're here at the half hour.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So hey, thanks for watching out there, the leftovers, and for all of our content. If you like what you hear, like what you see, head on over to our YouTube site. You can like, follow, subscribe. You can even thank us with that little button if you've just got extra pennies laying around. And when you get a chance, if you want to learn more about the folks that you're hearing on here and in our different episodes, you can go to our website. You can learn all about our dysfunctional group of individuals who make these stories come to life. And while you're there, again, because it's a shameless plug, just hop on over. Thanks, Darcy, for the segue. Hop on over to the AARPG store where you can get original artwork. I can't do this.
You can stop. You can stop anytime. You can stop anytime.
This is it. I'm going to stop. That's enough. Okay. I can't do it. It's just too much.
Thank you.
Yes. So I just want to notice
it when I do it.
So I just noticed something I want to put in. Do you guys have a LinkedIn page?
I think we do.
You do have a LinkedIn page. I just found the LinkedIn page. I was going to try and case it. They have a LinkedIn page.
You're not a cop anymore. Stop.
But I was trying to pull up, like, I'm searching, so I was cutting, and I'm like, oh, wow, they have a LinkedIn page. Matt, why don't we have a LinkedIn page? Why don't we have a LinkedIn page, Matt?
I don't do LinkedIn.
Yeah.
All right, you can't. Nathan, why don't we have a LinkedIn page, Nathan? You're on there.
He said, no, it's don't.
Yeah, Nathan will make it only dads, or only feet, or only something else.
That's
Anyway,
not...
but we're getting deep into the dark hole that is our group.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
So let's go back to the light. We're back into the light now, and you brought us back. I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Brooke and Jason, for bringing us back into the light. Much like the characters you can develop in your fine game, which we're going to get back into. So, if you would do me a favor,
Sure.
could you push like this? If they don't mind, is it okay to put the book up or the hand thing you sent us up just to show some of the content? Are you guys comfortable with that?
Which?
Jason, Brooke?
Yeah. Do you mind if we as we're doing the process?
Oh, the character creation.
Do you mind sharing any of the material?
Because I want to share that. I want to share that because I just want people to see some of the detail and the art and everything else that you guys have put so much. How much time has this taken you?
Too long.
It's a labor of love.
Officially about 7 years.
Oh,
whoa!
Unofficially, probably about 10.
Oh, wow!
All right,
that's commitment. Thank you.
Because it was like, that starting off as a module, and then I'm just bare bones everything, and then Nuadan was actually the world we were making in Dark Heresy to play in, and then we're just like, why do we? And as B says it, Brooke, she hears from the other room, and it's just like, from me, it's like, we're gonna make a game, like.
You might as well if you're putting all that energy into it, right, Malcolm?
I am simply going to say congratulations on you've done.
Our friend Malcolm did that.
Long labors have worked.
Anyway, so why don't we, if everybody feels good, Malcolm or Nat, unless you have something else to add to them or ask them, or Jason, Brooke, you have something you want to spontaneously speak like you have tongues. Yes, make a character. Let's go through this start this process, and when we finish off, if we're not done, the rest of us can figure it out so we can sort of roll into this adventure.
I will say the character creation process, especially if it's your first time, it will take a hot minute.
No, I saw that.
It was
you recommended like 3 hours. I saw that and I went, so we're going to do as much as we can tonight, folks.
Yeah.
And then when we get off here, we'll see how good we are at reading this well-orchestrated game and finish for next week. And when we're running through it and we screw up, Jason will hit us with a stick. And that's how we're going to do it. Because corporal punishment is the best punishment. Or Brooke could do it if Brooke wants to. I mean, it's all up to whatever. We're equal opportunity here. Anyway, so Matt, if you would.
Well, yeah. So I'm gonna. So you guys, if you all want to lead us through the process, we've got the PDFs. I think everyone's got the fillable PDF.
Yeah, I'm up.
And I've got the thing up. I can share with the folks watching some of the steps and tables. So we're just here. We're ready to roll d10s and
Make
characters.
make magic happen, as we like to say.
Right. So the first things first, we're going to go through the life path. So how the steps are going to go in character creation, there's several steps to go through. And first one is life path. We want people to kind of understand where their character come from. If they end up going to backgrounds, like what they want to choose, or continue to roll random, as I like to do. But this gives a good understanding for people, motivation and things like that. And then it's going to go backgrounds. Then we start filling out the wonderful numbers of the mechanics for stats, details like skills, talents, and then your starting XP to expand upon those, and then outfitting your character with whatever gear that you might want to begin with.
Okay.
So for the step one on the life path, we're going to see what your parent status is. Are they
And
married,
just for
divorced?
Malcolm and Sean, this is page 3 of the character sheet. Is
Okay,
your
I'm
life path
gonna
sheet.
write
gonna-
everything down because I'm
Just such a
old as.
I do
Yeah.
that too, actually. I like writing
And then I'll go back
It's
and I'll put it in there. I just want to write it down for
Yeah,
now,
maybe I
and I'm
should-
good.
here. I'm laughing at Malcolm.
And I'll
I
put the
should probably
result
do the
number
same
if I
thing.
need to, and then I can go and reference it. And
Mhm.
if it's longer than that, and that's fine. I'm
So
good.
let's see if we have
Apologize
parents.
for laughing at you. Okay. So should we all roll
And so
for
it's just a
parents?
D10, or you could choose. All these options, you can either roll or choose which one you would like to have.
I'm rolling
So-
everything.
I'm rolling. Let's
Should we
see.
start
My
with
parents'
ancestry first, or
ancestry
go with the other ones
is
first?
2. Ooh,
27.
Oh, it's a
Wait,
D10 for this.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
sorry.
math is not our strong point.
Oh shit.
Obviously.
B, are you going to make a character too? Might as well go through the process altogether.
Oh, you want me to make a character?
Yeah, I'm making
Come on.
one too.
Join us.
My
Join
parents are
us.
married.
Be one of
Hey, you
us.
know what?
Over here.
If you're listening at home and you want to roll dice and make a character, make a character too.
Everyone
All right.
grab your D10s.
That's right.
All
All
right.
right, so we
and-
did-
Make the gentleman. I know we need to make the gentleman captain, Mitch. We need.
Oh,
his
oh
stats.
yeah. Do you want to do the backstory for Gentleman Captain and Captain Gentleman?
Captain Gentleman.
This
I can
sounds
do it.
right.
Gentleman captain.
He's asking
But
me
that
to
that
do
is
it.
that is Mitch's canonized character for
Really? Wow, that's perfect.
the Gentleman Captain, Captain Gentleman.
Yeah, we love Captain Gentleman.
Oh no, you're in charge of them now. You're on your own. That's
All
what
right,
Mitch is
B,
saying.
you're rolling. Unless you want me to roll for it, Mitch, because I already rolled for parents and it says unknown.
I think
I
that's
come from
perfect.
I come from a broken household. I have a single. No, it's not broken. Single parent. So
And yeah, at that point you could choose whether it be like the mother or the father. All right, now we're gonna go see if you have unknown or raised by no one. How were you raised? Like, was it a child factory, a guild apprenticeship? Were you a street urchin? Went to an orphanage? And if you do have parents, we're gonna see what their ancestry is.
Okay.
Well, no, everybody will roll ancestry because this will be.
Yeah, everyone has
Okay.
ancestry regardless of where you how you're.
No, unknown parents. You are now what is it? A shapeshifter. Let's go.
Ooh, 39. That makes me Lamarian.
Lamarian. Yes.
Lamarian.
Okay.
I'm Sundarian.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of sounds like Thundarian. So Thundar. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you gonna make Thundar the
No.
Barbarian?
I might.
Probably. Is it?
It's
There used to
come
be
up a
an-
couple of
I
times
think I
in
have a older
chat
version.
that and I think this happened with our Nathan also when we were reading the backstory of like the Cataclysm. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is because we're all old and we're all of that generation. All of us collectively, separately, had this vision of Thundar because it's like the moon ripping.
Yeah,
off and
yeah.
everything. And it was this weird, like Thunder. Yeah, it should be about Thunder. I was like-
and science. You know, like wow.
Right.
Well, and we're fighting over who's going to play the mock.
So,
Ukla.
is it
Yep.
Mirathi? No. As opposed
Marathi.
to- Marathi. Okay, I just didn't see the.
Oh my gosh. B. A typo.
There was no. Yeah, there was no H, and I was like, the H is gone. Did they
Wait,
change the
what?
pronunciation?
In
Oh
the
my
chart.
God.
That's right. Yeah, 'cause
I
I was
wasn't
like,
there
yay!
before. That's
okay, because I was
I
like
swear
looking at
that's new.
I was looking at my thing and I was like, it's Marathi, but there's no H anymore. Maybe they've changed it. And I was, okay.
Well,
See, there's been an edit.
This is 2.2-5. So I don't know whether this is the most recent version. This is the one that you guys
probably
gave
not.
us like a week or so ago in the Discord.
Okay, because I was.
This was previous before our last edit push to our graphic designer and layout.
That's okay. We're gonna keep pushing on.
Yeah, because I was
through.
like, Mirasi, or from Fimuras, and I'm like, that has an H. I don't know why they maybe take the H out. I was like, so we're not gonna worry about that anymore. That's where I'm from. I'm good.
This has already been a very productive session.
Yeah.
Yes, it might have been.
We're Mirasi. Good.
Yes, this
you
is
want
awesome.
to send a message to our designer before we forget.
Did we have anyone with parents who died or unknown?
Nah, I had a single
My
parent.
parents are married, and are judging all of yours.
I'm not surprised.
We're all happy
Mitch
suburban.
has unknown parents, so I'm gonna.
Okay, we got to do social rank next. Right?
You grew
Hold
up
on.
in an orphanage, Mitch.
Yeah, so maybe I'll be judging anybody.
Aw.
Well, that's how he heard the stories of this grand adventures, right? He read the comic strips,
Right?
Yeah.
and the tales of. All right, social rank for your parents.
All right.
6.
And one of the
middle
things that I
one.
do love about Life Path, though, is that this is all character blackmail the GMs can use.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah,
lowborn.
that is the well. What about your character?
Middleborn. I literally
thanks,
have
Malcolm.
my character is a suburbanite, just a suburban.
Yes.
Oh, are you?
Mary Bailey.
I'm a hard nosed coal miner, I guess. I don't know. I'm
Oh, they have a
lowborn.
parenting style. Oh, nice.
Oh,
This should be interesting.
sorry, Mitch, you can't participate.
Oh God!
You do. Yeah. Oh.
Orphanage of gentlemen.
You know what though? Could he
Manners
roll,
make it man.
Yeah,
could he
manners make it
roll
the man.
parenting style for the orphanage, like how they cared. for him?
Authoritative. What the hell? All right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Actually, yeah.
because you'd
That's
have
what
like
you rolled?
either a kind head like person who ran it, or maybe a mean person who ran it, or
You got
mean?
overprotective.
all right.
Nurturing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not mine, authoritative.
I got
Go
6
figure.
absent.
It makes sense.
Again, I'm middle class, but dad worked all the time, or mom and dad are on Valium, or they're at work, or I don't know.
Well, this is good.
They put me in front of the steam
our-
machine and
our-
just let me.
our game equivalent would be Greenleaf.
Okay.
Okay.
Relationship with my parents.
I'm estranged, I'm afraid.
Friendly. Oh my gosh. This is
Oh,
You have such a
oh, that's
loving
great.
home.
You're a little freaking. You're a
I
little
have a
happy
friendly-
little guy.
A friendly relationship with my parents. They were nurturing.
I got protective with absent. I'm trying to think. I guess that just means when they left to go out, they just locked all the doors.
Yeah, they just locked the door.
They just locked me in.
This is your special space. Click. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna
I'm
move
I'm
on.
I'm a fantasy latchkey kid.
You are. You are a Gen X kid.
All right, number of siblings.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
This is where the tragedy begins.
Yeah, this is where the
Oh,
tragedy-
oh my god.
7.
I have
4
three.
siblings.
Three siblings. Good lord.
Now it doesn't mean they'll all live though.
Oh, the
No, my
status.
luck they will. That's why I'm so poor.
4 siblings. Great. All right.
Oh,
They
I
can
see.
determine their
Sure.
fates now.
You-
I
you
think
s-
B, did you look at the math of like survival rate of kids in like the 1940s?
Yes,
It's
I
all-
actually
horrible.
looked up
It's horrible.
research of what the
I was
like how
wondering-
long kids would live before like pre-modern medicine.
That's
Oh,
what I
no,
was wondering.
it
It's like,
was-
oh
yeah.
goodness, wait.
It was
there-
heartbreaking.
Is there a
honestly.
magic this oh god, never mind.
My
Okay.
my grandmother was 3 of 7. They didn't.
She
What was
was-
that? The RH
she
factor.
was a
They didn't
Borg.
know about no, they didn't know about the RH factor.
She was a Borg.
She was 3 of 7. I think my wife's grandmother is like 2 or 3 of 8
Thanks,
or
Mitch.
something
Very good,
crazy
Mitch.
like that.
No, my grandparent, my mom and dad were. My grew up in. My mother was born during the Great Depression. My father was grown during the 1920s. Everybody had big families, and farms in the South. It was for labor too, but it was like farm accidents, infections. People died of the cold. You know, people. I tell my kid, like, before the vaccines, people died of a cold, and he was like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I was like, "It was bad, man." So we were in
You're
good
so
times.
kind. I'm going to tell my child, children died of wolves.
Well, that
So
and
we-
potato famine. You know, let's not talk about that.
We roll
Relationship
this
towards
each,
siblings.
for each. Well, no, we have to do
Yes.
if they're alive or not. Sean.
Yeah, for each
Oh.
sibling, you roll for each.
They're
Oh,
all
shit.
alive.
Each one, yeah.
Okay.
For each one. So, all right.
Well, not all. One died
oh,
before the
alive.
age of 5.
Well, one died before the age of 5.
The rest
Oh
are-
God, died
Died
due to
later.
disease or accident later in life. Oof. And one is alive. One of them's alive.
I actually
Lord.
have 2 alive.
I don't need to worry about the relationship with the dead one, do I? Or do we have ghost problems?
And no, I mean that's up to you. But you
No,
don't have
I don't want ghost problems, so I'll just skip that.
They're undead now. And I'm friendly with my sibling.
Mitch, you had one sibling that lived.
That's the gentleman captain. Mitch is the captain gentleman.
Captain B.
They're twins, B. They're twins.
13 of 50.
Oh,
13 of 50.
All right.
That's a lot.
Oh,
Friendly
that's
with
sweet.
one and estranged with another.
I'm polite with one. I'm disagreeable with 2 of them, and loving with one of them.
Oh.
It's always the youngest, of course.
Just as long as it's not like Game of Thrones loving.
Oh, yeah.
No, it
I love you, my sister. Okay, let's keep going.
No, yeah, that guy.
Tyr would get into that, but he's not on. So let's go into
No,
where
we
we
have
brought
our
up.
parenting, but do we have to? Now we do rule the nation separately.
Upbringing. We got to run
Upbringing
upbringing.
is all right, so
Where am I? Whoops,
because of like the rise of like globalization and international relations,
Okay.
where your parents are from or their
Hmm.
ancestry doesn't dictate like where
Where
you
you're
might have grown up.
Okay.
So and that also reflects around what languages you speak or read and write too.
I got you. Yeah, because I
Right.
noticed that. I grew up in Lemuria.
Oh, okay.
Now, Marathi is the global trade language, much how like English is. So
Oh, good.
you
That's
might be
perfect.
able to. Everybody can speak Marathi, but it'll be almost kind of like broken up, kind of like, oh, okay, yes, hello, that type of stuff. So,
Apparently, I grew up in Uldris.
Me too.
Uldris,
We must
yeah.
know each other.
oh,
not
Uldris
that-
is pretty large.
I think it's a pretty big country. There's a good chance I never ever met you, but since your parents, we probably live in the same suburb.
Right.
Suburbs.
We were neighbors
We were neighbors.
on the same
Fine.
airship.
Playing hacky sack.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was really hoping to have another language without having to spend another language.
Yeah, I noticed that. So I guess the Uldris. So Uldris speaks Marathi.
The
There's
trade
not,
language.
a local there's not a local dialect. there.
Why would they need one?
I know, right?
B, you want to give a little lore on Uldris?
Oh, here we go. Lore time.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So, Eldris is the youngest country out of the 6 that currently exist. It broke. So there's a bunch of rebels in Marith. There was faction fighting. They decided they didn't want to be part of Marith anymore. They didn't want to worship the God Queen or any of that. So they all sort of fled over to this newly discovered island called Uldris.
Okay.
And
Ooh.
Marith has been trying to take it back for about 100 years. They were quiet for a while, but now they've sort of invaded Uldris, and so there's a huge war going on between Marith and Uldris at the moment, where Marith has invaded huge swaths of like their coastline and taken over cities. But Uldrisi and Marathi are essentially the same peoples. But there's just been sort of 100 years of cultural divergence and animosity between them.
And we will not stand for it.
That's right.
You're
not
already
doing
starting, Malcolm.
What?
You're already starting. Stop.
I have
Stop
had
right now.
enough
We're
of
still
my
making a
nurturing
character.
family
Stop.
Here in this new world.
Stop.
I don't need-
Stop.
Fine.
I'm going to hit the buzzer in a second, Malcolm. Stop. All right. So next,
where were you-
onward and upward.
This is a little bit more detailed look at where your characters came from and their upbringing. So I don't. Where were y'all from? I know two. I grew up in. I know 2 were from Ultras.
Yeah, I'm from
Two of us grew
Lemuria.
up in Uldris, yes.
All right, so we can go with Lamaria then.
All right, let me
And-
roll. Let me see if I'm see where I'm at. Am I on the
Below-
mountaintop or am I on the underground? And I'm in the underground. I'm World War One.
Raise the tunnels.
I'm the bowl man. Okay,
You are a coal miner. Look at that.
I am. I made a joke about it, but it's good.
I love how
But they have a
little
great
by
deal.
little,
Don't worry.
the randomness
Yeah, you know.
is like
Oh,
Too bad you're not from the capital Pangabundi. From
I know.
yeah, that
Lush
sounds-
forest and beautiful cities. Said I was raised in a tunnel city created by miners or natural cave structures who live near flux mines, experiencing higher rates of albinism, blindness, and sensitivity to sunlight. I am a Morlock.
Morlock.
Many of the underground dwell in poverty and were banished there as a punishment for a crime. All right, this is great.
How fitting.
This is going to
That's
be perfect.
So-
Let's do the others. Let's do the others. This
Okay,
is
here
awesome.
we go.
All right.
All right. Fit them all on there.
That's one. Okay.
I got a 3,
I got a 2.
a 2. All right. Yeah, so we're from different towns. Let's read yours, Malcolm. Can you, or do you have it?
So this is, I think, if I'm pronouncing it right, Alenia or Alenia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is known for its dye farms and sprawling countrysides. The capital of is it Valon? Sets the latest fashions and trends of Udris. The arts and commerce is funded by its wealthy patrons. Wealthy patrons. Okay. Appearance and manners is of the utmost importance to the I want to make sure I'm pronouncing this right. Eliathi, causing them to be obsessed with the tiniest details.
How are
That's
we
perfect for
randomly
you.
rolling these? I know. How are we randomly rolling these things?
I don't know.
Trust me.
I-
We've
just
had some
glad-
people who've rolled characters and they're like, why is it reading me? Why is it
It does
making
feel
me?
very. I do feel
You know.
get read here, but yeah.
So I
It's
just
like
want to remind all our viewers and Jason, Brooke, if you ever write a book, you could have Malcolm do your audiobook. He's very good at that.
Latest
I feel like this is a
fashions,
combination
art,
of,
commerce, sprawling countrysides, wonderful farms. This just seems like I do come from a loving and nurturing family.
This is like a,
This
Okay,
is
okay.
Pangabundi right here.
Yes, it is. So go ahead, Matt.
yeah. This is like part random life path, part tarot. Okay, so I'm from Ulthan, the oldest province. Ulthan is the gateway to Uldris. All manner of trade and people flow through its capital, Drayanju.
Dreyanju.
Drayanju. Thanks to its airship tower and new rail ship lines. Some of the most powerful guilds are headquartered here, as many as vicious as the gangs that roam the streets and docks at night.
Perfect.
All
Perfect. I find that fulfilling. All right. Parents caretaker location is next, looks like, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right, 10-sided.
This is very entertaining. I'm enjoying the hell out of this. Oh, okay.
Village.
I'm in a village as well. All mines are a village.
Oh, mines are a village.
You're from Dreyanju, right? Or Ulthan, if you want to be from Dreyanju. This is actually the city of Dreyanju right here.
Oh, wow.
That is
beautiful.
gigantic.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't even fit on the artwork we commissioned technically.
Oh my god.
That's
Perfect.
I think it's the second most populous city, right, B?
Wow.
In Uldris?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine. It's basically their New York City.
Oh, look at that background. Wow. Yeah, just disappear. Yeah, fades into the
Yeah.
city.
Wow.
Some giant monolithic god. There you go. That is a good artwork. You guys commissioned
well,
some
I
good
am
stuff.
so.
there.
Mine is well. I just live in idyllic sort of folk in a small, tight knit community of farmers that sell dyes.
So I live. I'm going to amend my statement. I live. Your family. I don't have a family. Dwells in a tight knit community of rocks
Orphans.
and salamanders and other idyllic folk. New to the outside world is slow to filter through the dirt. All right, there we go. Matt, what'd you get?
In going with my continuing, I'm a suburbanite. I live in a town, a small bustling town that provides a taste of the urban lifestyle. without the congestion and the smell.
You are. Oh my God.
You're like Ned Flanders. I
There's
swear.
literally like a Harris Teeter down the street from my house in this game.
This is perfect. This is perfect. I love it.
All right.
All right, now we're gonna get with more personable relationships for your
Oh,
characters.
Ooh, yes.
So
Can
you're
I
gonna
pick
roll,
zero?
I mean, you can choose.
No.
Remember, choice is always yours. But you'll be rolling 3 times. We'll go through your. I scrolled away from my screen here. We're gonna go with love interests first, and this is how many you have.
Currently, or
like
just
romances.
overall?
Romance. You'll just roll for it, and it'll 1d10, and you'll see what kind of love
okay.
interest. How
All
many
right,
love
let's
interests
see.
you have?
One.
It's going to be bad. Oh, my God.
Oh, okay,
I have
so
one.
number of it's the number of a type.
Yes.
So
That's
Oh.
one of the edits we're going to be doing for that.
So
Just like
wait. So
to
example, he
clarify.
rolls one romance.
okay, so romance. I rolled a 2, so I have 0.
yeah, so 0 romances.
Okay.
Oh, so okay. So the first ones are okay. Sorry, let me. I completely did that wrong. Sorry. All right, 1 romance.
Mitch, you have so many people connected to you. Oh my god.
Mhm.
Or the Captain Gentleman.
I mean, the captain,
Yeah,
gentleman,
one
gentleman,
romance.
captain.
1 romance, 2 allies, and 2 enemies.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. So okay. So it's
Okay, so-
allies and enemies.
So I'm kind of wait.
One
okay.
romance. 1 ally. 0 enemies. Okay.
Oh, I have
It's complicated. I'm trying to make sure I think I may have done this wrong.
And no enemies.
Yeah, I got no enemies either. I got lucky.
So you'll
Oh.
roll the number of relationships per types of relationships.
Oh God. All right. So also heartbreak and so forth is a status, but where's
Yeah.
the type of relationships? Do I have that somewhere?
It'll be
Like just missing that?
it would just be number of romances, and allies and enemies. So
Yeah, it's in
And
the
then there's a
it's in the
subtable
narrative
for
describes
each-
it under relationships.
Right. Right here. Example.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. 2 alliances
Oh fuck! I fucked up.
and 1 enemy. Okay.
no, this is where you get to better character blackmail.
Casual.
Man, it's complicated. Allies.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down. I'm
Ooh,
gonna roll my 2
Kindred
allies.
spirit.
7. Childhood friend.
And family member.
No, it was funny. One of the characters got
Kindred
2
spirit.
romances. One of them was heartbroken. The other one was married, right? And then
Yeah,
they
we know what you
rolled.
did.
And they rolled 1 enemy, and the enemy was an ex-lover.
It's the
We're
same
like,
person.
Yeah, it's the same person. Yeah, you could definitely do it for
Nice.
that. like,
Oh, lucky
Oh, I got no
me.
enemies. That worked out.
you have
Yeah, I
a
didn't have any
you have a good
Faith. Oh, my
relationship
faith.
too.
No, I have
There
a
you
friendly
go.
rivalry.
Good home,
I-
good family, good.
I have no enemies, so
I mean,
it's,
my romance is complicated, but you know, my allies are a kindred spirit, and one of my family members, probably the one who loves me, and and my enemy is a friendly rivalry. So that's nice.
Yeah, and
Oh.
going with this character will never adventure because there's nothing wrong with their life. I have a kindred spirit and a childhood friend.
Yay.
Well, I mean,
Hey.
That's where they stand right now, and then that's where GM goes. And your
It's all
childhood friend
downhill
is
from
kidnapped.
I know it can only go downhill from here, right?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So we gotta go.
Faith.
and the ransom note goes to.
and the ransom note comes from. Damn it!
All right. After that, we'll touch on faith and be work so hard on like faith and religion, and it's not even. There's so much that more goes into it. Like the stuff you're
Okay.
seeing now, the excerpt we gave you, I think it's only like half of our full rule book. I believe.
Yeah.
wow.
And then we have a separate lore book that's about 300 pages long. So
Ooh.
Gosh.
that
Yeah,
goes
we
deeper dive
interviewed
into
a
it.
guy about 6-7 months ago. That's what he does. He writes religions for people. Like that's his, like it's an amazing amount. That's like his whole, like it's one of his big things. He'll like, you got a game world? You want a pantheon? And he'll like, okay, all right, I'm in. Let's see what we got.
I think. Okay. I think I'm gonna choose mine in this one.
Yeah, you can choose the
I
religion of
thinking-
where you grew up in, or
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
your
I think I'm gonna
ancestry
choose
as
the
well.
old gods. Is what I'm gonna go with. Because
The
even though
old
my
ones.
parents left, are part of the
Yeah,
people
that's
who
right.
left, so
But,
I'm gonna make them the old gods. So
Well,
that's what
I
I'm
rolled the path, which is what I should have from Sundari.
And then we
So
go
that's
into
interesting.
sex.
Yeah.
The religion. We gotta love
Yeah.
schisms.
Love
Yeah, you gotta have a
schism. I'm
schism.
gonna just go with. I'm gonna randomly roll this schism.
Yeah.
And there's
Oh.
like
Wait a minute.
additional religions too that I'm working on
Predestiny.
to add into the game later on as well. So like
I am predestined in my sect.
I like the cults the best.
I think I'm just
No,
part
no,
of
I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong one.
spirit worship
I'm a
unaffiliated.
Kasha. Nature. All right.
I am Jiroth Force. I'm feeling a
What?
guy that
What are
lives in the
you?
suburb. I'm the path also, but I'm
Oh, you're the
Jiroth,
path.
the Force, which now I'm starting.
You work
to
at Home
see
Depot.
Suburbs. Oh, suburbs. But you also heard it's where the gangs are and stuff. So it's like now I'm getting a Tony Soprano vibe from my absent parents.
there you go.
Oh, come on.
Following the path of Force.
I just spirit worship. I'm unaffiliated. I'm not really
Strength
part
of
of all that
belief.
little, crazy gathering stuff.
Yeah.
Do my own thing
All right.
in a very nurturing, quiet house.
We
Now-
should all just pick the cult.
just feed an Ascensionite would be fine.
Really?
Now we go to strength of belief too, like how your character
okay.
approaches the religion.
10.
Did I
Zealous.
hear 9 and 10?
Jesus. Jeez. Jeez. Who's a 9?
I'm a 10.
Matt, where are you?
That
I'm
is
6. I'm
nothing but the
active.
spirits.
I'm a 9.
I'm there on
Oh my
Sundays.
God.
That's-
We have a very religious party here, Pete.
Oh boy.
I was really. This should be interesting.
Follow my
Let-
path.
Let's see how this devotion goes into our next roll.
Okay. All right. So now, motivation. You can choose several if you like. This will be updated to be more of a chart format as well. But I believe each side has 24. So you can roll a D100 if you want.
48, Yeah.
Oh, wow. Let's do that.
D100, yeah. Let's see what I get.
52.
I got
So it's 26.
93. That's
In general, I would
26.
advise like having like 2 motivations to build off of.
Okay.
All right, I'm going off. Since I rolled a 93. So it's like
Our game, we always round up. There's no rounding down at all.
So that's 47. Right, so that would be truth.
Yeah.
Magic.
I'm gonna give
That's
him.
weird.
I'm gonna give him one more. Then
Magic,
yeah.
yeah.
Figure out what that is. 3417. So that's 27, so 20, 19, 18. Life debt. So truth and life debt.
Magic and prophecy. Ooh.
On someone that's a 9 religion,
Yeah, it's me.
Really.
and you're part of the path. Oh my gosh, Pete.
Yeah.
This is going to be awesome. I'm going to make this. I'm going to be a
So,
sackcloth wearing.
So funny thing about that, we actually have a Sundarian missionary as a background.
Ah.
I'm pretty
Perfect.
sure he said he wanted to be a spy though. So
Oh,
my
you can do
gosh.
that too.
So
The Dark Pope sent me.
this is not good.
What'd you get?
What did you end up with yours?
Family and patriotism.
Oh, yes, you
What
are.
These invaders.
So
will
maybe
go.
you're active, yeah, in the war, right?
Oh, God.
You only take
You-
jobs that benefit Uldris. No.
Yes, not this.
Oh
Oh,
Jesus,
boy.
this is
Wow.
perfect. All right.
Right. And now we fill out like character details like names, hair color, hairstyle, eye color, skin tone, whatever that is more associated with your character's ancestry.
Is that in, like, if we went and looked through, would we find kind of like that in this guide somewhere that kind of explains each of these ancestries?
If you go on the next page, it does break it
Oh.
down a little bit more.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
right there. I'm sorry. I was like,
That's usually the thing. A person will be like, "So what about this?" And I'm like, "Well, if you look at the next paragraph."
And they're like, "Oh,
How can I have tan skin? I work in a mine. Okay,
you like your sun time, okay?"
I know. I found this hole that goes to the Sky Father.
so should I go with?
Oh, okay, I'm gonna roll now.
I guess my parents were Marathi, so
yeah. So, Lemurian.
Damn it, R37. Okay, I am. Ooh, that's a good name.
Yeah, all of these names are built out of like our makeshift like languages for those nations. And
Oh my
that's
gosh,
all-
I actually
that's-
got a 10. Okay, so I looked at the Lemurians, and it says if you're playing a Lemurian, roll a d10. So I am a blonde Lemurian,
Oh, cool.
which apparently is
that's
very
very
rare.
Mhm.
So Sean, we got that. We're both albinos in a way.
Yeah. Well, I'm.
Okay.
I feel like Ilric Melbourne in this world. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, got a good name.
Lemurian name structure is so nice, though. Like,
Well, some of us didn't roll that, man. Come on, just give me a break here.
So I don't know. They didn't have this. I'm gonna roll a d10, and I'm gonna do odd female and even male.
okay.
I guess
Did I say even? Okay, even. Okay, odd.
not the same.
2. Sorry, even.
Male.
So male. Yep.
That was the
Different
opposite.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna roll. So same thing. D100. 38. That's 16. So my masculine name is Ahsoka. Not
Oh,
that Ahsoka of Disney.
say.
Back off. It's Ahsoka. All right. My birth order. Oh, that's right. I have 3. So I had 2 siblings. So I'm gonna roll a d6 for birth order 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
3. So I am Fae. So is this
Ooh.
so the birth order part? So does it go in front or back? So am I Ahsoka Fae or Fae Ahsoka?
So depending on what gender you are,
Male. I rolled male. Yeah.
yeah. So it would be your name, I forget what the term is, but Faye, then your father's name, and then your mother's name would be tied in after it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
The Lemurians, they became very particular in their current culture about record keeping. So to them, it's very important keeping track of like who belongs to who and where you're from. And part of that is integrating parents' names into the children's names.
okay.
So you'll be Ahsoka, Faye, father's name, and then mother's name.
Okay. So Ahsoka, Fae, and then I'm just gonna roll on this again for
Mhm.
my mom and
Yeah.
dad. Okay. So
Simply make up the word.
35,
They sound-
17. Juala, my dad.
Or like in the Captain Gentleman's case, since he was raised in a Lamarian orphanage, whatever his real first name is, regardless, he would probably carry the name the last name Sen, which means zero,
God of nothing.
because they don't know your parents, and that can kind of get you frowned upon in certain circles.
So I am Isoka Fe Juala Benaya.
Not Benaya. Not
Not
for the and.
Benaya. The what?
Okay.
Wait a minute. What? The not Benaya?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's dad, Na, and mom's name. So Na is like Anne. So
Oh, hold on. Did I get the order wrong? Hold on. So is it dad
Wait.
mom or mom dad?
it follows your gender, your parents' gender. Like your masculine would be dad and mother. Your feminine would be mother.
All right. So dad. So okay. So
So do we have family? Wait.
So Bin
The Bosch clan system. Family names after
Benaya
founding. Distinguished
Juala
individuals.
is the last. Okay. So flip these around.
Forced them to live in large cities and towns, adopted last names either from their parents or professional parents.
Okay.
Which I like the sound of.
The
As I
gentleman,
like to
captain,
call
captain,
myself.
gentleman's.
Issy.
Yeah, a lot of Lamarians, especially if outside of like the main continent and country, will definitely give themselves like nicknames and stuff like that. So
Nah, that's it. Nah, I see it. Nah.
I should after this I should write out the Lemurian names in Zirayan.
Oh
Like
gosh.
So it's wait, I'm confused now. Let me look at this again.
Hmm?
I'm trying to figure out my name for me being Oldressarian. I assume it's just my name and then my family
For
name.
Lucy?
Yeah.
Oh, then you'll be farther down.
Yeah, so I think I'm putting down just my name and my family name, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be the name
Excellent.
and surname. Yes.
Got it. Okay, then I'm done. Yeah. Eldrin. Oh wait a second. Let me show there's no pronunciation separate. That's why. Okay, no. So Eldrin Gila.
That's a good name. Oh, you're part of the wolf family. That's cool.
Yeah, I think so. They're a very nurturing family.
Very protective.
Very loyal.
All right, so we got our names.
Yes.
Now we're gonna determine the age of the characters. It's
Jiminy
2d10,
crickets. Okay.
2d10 plus 18.
Ooh,
All right.
35. Old, like in real life. But not that 35 is old.
I was like,
I
that's
wish
not
I was
that old, but-
35.
I was like, I'm 35. What do you mean?
Oh, I
I'm
wish I was
37.
35.
Yeah.
So I am also.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
I'm
I don't take
34.
I don't take any reductions in stats, so that's nice.
I am
That's-
31.
That's if you want to like add more to the age and stuff. Like if you choose to be higher age and stuff. So
oh, let me see if I'm ambidextrous.
did you roll 100?
No, I did not. I thought I did for a second, then I realized it was wrong. No, I am right-handed.
0-1.
Players may roll
The
again
exact
when
opposite of ambidextrous. You hate
You are
using
left-handed.
You hate using your right hand whatsoever.
You actually use your feet.
All right, so
It's part of the wolf clan.
Yeah, right.
I got 90, so I'm like I am right-handed.
Yeah, so it says threat 10, threat 15. So I don't call them levels. It's more threat rating because there are no traditional levels in our game. It's built XP accumulation, and then you spend the XP to grow your character. So how much XP that you actually spend increases your threat rating, and that's what the GM uses to kind of balance out encounters for you.
All right, so
Again, this
let's
is very
roll.
cool art.
Yes, it
I'll
is.
Quirks.
Now we get into quirks.
Yay, quirks!
Quirks!
Now there also is unique quirks. You can gain the unique quirks out of the roll of 100, or I like to give the option if you just want to go ahead and grab the unique quirks too. So.
I'll go with random.
Yeah.
100.
Oh, there you go.
How, is it,
Hey.
is it,
Are you kidding me?
Is it,
No, I'm not kidding. It was like, whoa.
one quirk, or is it one? Oh, well, here it goes. Players can either roll for 1 to 3 general quirks. Okay. So I'll try a couple.
So I'll
Yeah,
go with
I-
full arm tattoo.
77.
Oh my God, a
I think I
9.
should go full arm or full body. I'm going to go full arm.
Always hot. Okay.
Oh. Photographic memory. Now we have diverged from real
nice.
life.
I will do 3 quirks.
I will do
Why
3
not?
quirks as well.
Although that gene does travel in my family, it skipped me.
Yeah, it just skipped and ran town or something. Dude. I don't know.
Oh my God, this is perfect. I'm celibate.
All about the faith.
Well,
That's
now
why
we
my
know
relationship
my
was.
Okay.
Well, good.
Now we know why my memory's no good, because I rolled an 86, and I don't know what it is, but it sounds
Night
fun.
owl?
No, I smoke
Smoke
Jobo.
No, that's what I rolled. I didn't roll
Oh,
the
that's you are.
And I
Yeah,
snore.
smoke. What is Jobo?
Jobo.
Jobo.
So
Jubo.
Jubo is a type of narcotic. Kind of think like marijuana, but instead of making you drowsy, it gives you an energy boost.
This is I'm that kid buying 5-hour energy drinks.
Jesus.
This is
You are useless. I'm not useless, but I mean, yes.
well, I know why it's I'm 35 years old. I finally realized that I'm still living at home. It's like no.
This is
Oh
not
my
good.
God, this is fucking unbelievable. Unique
70.
quirks.
I got my unique quirk, which is the tattoo, and then apparently
I got a chastity mask.
Jeez, what the heck, dude?
Wait,
That's
we
what
normally
it is.
refer, Sean.
Wait,
Sean, we normally just call that your face.
your chastity mask. So you're celibate and have a chastity mask. You're ready for the world.
That's amazing.
I just have a full body arm tattoo. I'm a bit
Or
of
I
a
could have
nut
body
out,
embedded
and
flux
I'm
crystals.
optimistic. We can
I could
do
have the
it.
flux. Listen, I could get the flux crystals, but I'm going to stick with the chastity mask because why not?
Not.
So,
I'm curious
the
what
magic
that
in
looks
our world are spoken words to bring it into existence. So, using like words of power to bring magic into existence. So,
Well, this is different. So masks are a part of Sundarian culture for various reasons. There is a mask that can muffle the words that a caster speaks, so you can't tell what they're casting.
mhm.
A chastity mask, however, is a very specific indicator that you are not married or you're not eligible to be married at that time.
Yes, because I'm married to my faith.
Right.
Oh.
So it is seen as for some as sort of a sacrifice or a sort of part of your belief system. Of your dedication is more to your path or what have you, or maybe you're actually promised to someone, so you're indicating to everyone else you're not available. But yeah.
I am one with the Force. The Force is with me.
Pretty much, yes. I'm going to end up blind. I'm going to end up like blind, walking with a stick. I can already see it. Yeah.
Background.
general-
God,
general
that's a huge
background.
city.
That is a massive.
That is a
that's
huge
this
city.
is-
Yeah, that's Dranju. Yeah.
The artist for
Totally
Jainju,
post.
as well as a few other cities, was Leon Tucker.
Mhm.
He's from the Netherlands. He's done a lot of really good artwork for other RPGs as well.
This
Mhm.
is just,
And we were glad to
Look
have
at
him
that
work on the
gate.
project with us.
Mhm.
That harbor gate is gorgeous. This is just
So
okay.
Dranju, translated from Marathi to English, literally means Dragon Wall City.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go. That I was about to say, there's serpents that guard the entrance to the port. That's
Yeah.
very
They
cool.
So
they
this is
actually shut it.
technically
So.
Dragon Wall is the city.
Mhm. Because Dre is dragon and Ju is wall. So
Okay, background.
now we're gonna
All
go
right,
for the
let's go to back.
background.
All right.
Now it's
All
the
right,
background.
is it the one-time roll, right? D100.
Hmm.
Yep. All right, let's do it.
36. What do I got?
Got a peacekeeper
Oh, that's a
from
weird one.
Oldris.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
What
Okay.
the? I am an entertainer. Yes.
77.
Yes.
What is that?
Caledonian exile. I would.
I'll
probably
reroll that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reroll that one.
Because the unique backgrounds have specific upbringings. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
40,
Yeah.
I might want to change. mine.
49. Ranger. Okay.
Let me re-roll that. That doesn't fit. Oh shit! Let's see what that is.
Ranger. I get perception.
Cartographer. I may be better with an entertainer. I don't know.
you mean,
You
and also you
entertainer,
can
come on,
choose which
Sean.
one you want to be as well.
Yeah, I think I will choose one. I'm gonna go with.
I'm
let's
gonna
see.
keep Peacekeeper. Now I'm feeling like whatever this world's version of suburbanite. He's 35, living at home, and he's probably like a mall cop. Whatever
I
that
think
is.
you start
A
off with a
City
beat
Watch
stick.
or- Do I? Okay, because I
Yeah, you start off with a beat stick.
like that.
Flashbang. Because, it's actually
I'll do
like
one
an
more.
orb
Why
of
not?
light. But if you end up getting it modified, it can act like a flashbang. So
I love that my I gotta read the top of the column here. My trait is I got the Judge Dredd trait. I am the law.
we
Yeah,
have a lot of-
it was fun to name some of these traits. We like put in little references to other nerdy things.
Oh, pilot leaf on the wind. Very nice. Keep
I'm
it
a brown
classy.
coat.
Yes.
I'm a brown coat.
Yes.
Nowhere to hide.
I know what I'm gonna be. I am gonna be a spy.
Get that mask.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
I'm a spy.
No. You know what?
Well,
I
come
have
on.
a lot of.
You
I
could
got a
be.
lot of. I could be. You're right.
You could be James Bond. Literally in every scene is like, "Who are you?" "Oh, I'm James Bond." It's like,
I know.
he
I could
knows
be
the
a.
cover story.
I could be a wet worker. There we go.
Gentleman captain would be swashbuckler. So
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's not even a question.
I mean, that was the background built for.
For that guy. Yeah. All right.
All right. One more time.
Oh,
wait,
Sean, you don't want unwavering. You don't want priest, the unwavering faith.
You know what? I will take priest. Why not?
There's also
Why
the
not?
Sundarian missionary as well.
I think
so-
I'm going to change my level of religious motivation.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm priest.
I'm thinking mine should probably be as what's the lowest possible.
I am a priest.
Unwavering faith. I love how one of the skill bonuses is blather, and so all they're gonna hear is
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't understand what you're
It's not
saying.
muffled.
Oh, it's not a mummer, sorry.
No, it's not a. It's not a mummer mask.
Okay,
Yeah, it
sorry.
isn't that, guys. Come on.
Religion, choose one. I wonder which one.
I don't know if you can hear it, but my cat is imitating NASCAR in the background.
Okay.
So
Alright.
one of the things that we wanted to do to help people like build out their characters too is that we added in recommended improvements, what we think might be a better option to add in once you get XP to expend or starting, because there is so much that goes into making a character that to help like hamper down like the time spent of reading every single talent and every single skill. Like look at these are probably the best options.
Okay.
So yeah, so I noticed the guild. So joining a guild is next. That's kind of is that kind of help, like that's the glue that puts the group kind of together.
Yes. So effectively, everybody is a mercenary, and the backgrounds are what you did as a previous occupation, and you're playing them as if they're joining a guild or a part of an already established guild. And so characters that end up coming in and playing the game, like let's say if you have someone wants to join in for one session, they'd be like, oh yeah, no, the guild sent me to help you out, right? And then pop in and out, play. And one of the things that was actually not intentional, though, is that people, let's say if you have a long running group and you have someone that's a higher threat rating, like 4 or 5 or something like that, and someone's making a threat rating 1, they can immediately contribute to the party because the HP in our game is static. It doesn't grow unless you really invest into like raising your toughness. So they are able to still assist you in some way or fashion or another in either completing task, distracting an enemy, what have you. And that was not intentional. And we're like, oh my gosh, brand new players can just jump in and play a character and still be helpful or like,
party.
Rather than like, I'm a level 17 and I'm a level 1. Well, crap.
We're an escort duty. Damn it. That's good.
But yeah, that was unintentional. I was just like, because one of my playtest groups, they wanted their spouse to come and play for one session. So we just quickly rolled them a threat rating 1 character. And they decided to go gunslinger with a hand cannon. And he took out 2 people with the hand cannon. You know?
Nice. Wait, starting gear.
So did we? Real quick question on here. Did we miss the guilds?
No. The guild would be the what the GM would come up with. So,
okay. So
in our thing, GMs are guild masters.
Okay.
So I would say we are going to belong to the Silver Heron Guild or something, and then we just he would go. That's what the GM would say, and these would be our starting blocks, and then we'd roll. No, then we get those basic, because that's the same page, just sort of holds it up, and get those particular pieces of that gear of the blanket, the knife, the poor rations and staff.
Yeah, you'll start off with those, and this way it helps kind of like avoid that like odd things, just like, so y'all meet up in a bar. Now you can do that, but this
everybody knows each other already starting off, which is good.
Mm-hmm. So you're like, don't have to do the whole introduction. That's kind of like nice thing about doing life paths is that how much your character would know of that past is, how familiar you want to be with each other as a character, and that'll be largely up to the players to decide.
Okay, so
one
state plus 5.
So hold on, not. I don't know about. I guess I don't know what this is.
That's basically, Matt. If you go up one page, go up one page, and you'll see that this is one block going all the way across. Joining the
guild, if you view it as 2 pages, it's one block across each other.
Okay, that's what's throwing me off. Okay, so sorry. How do you view it with one page? Is that a?
I downloaded it and I have it open.
Yeah, so I see this one page.
So this starting equipment is from the
Wanderer.
The Wanderers Guild. Okay.
You'll want to go down to the detailed sections of the Peacekeeper, and they'll be alphabetized. So
that's just
there's a section.
Okay.
You get
that's my bad.
Background.
Okay.
That's where all that stuff's at.
Yip-de-doo.
So we should go to rolling stats. We can look that up ourselves later.
Yeah. Yep. Chapter 2 takes up a huge chunk of the book because there are so many things to fill out and consider.
We're like, we wrote all this. Okay.
So these are all the ones that we. Okay, gotcha. I'm just gonna skip past this then.
Mm-hmm. So we can go to stat generation then.
Do you know what page that's on? I can jump straight to.
That is on page 108.
108.
The book 108.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
and we were like, okay, some people like to roll randomly, most do, but some people, they'll want to do a point by system. So if you like controlling where your stats go, that's an option.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oops.
Oops. Oh, that is cool.
I'm rolling like
that.
Baylor.
That is super cool. Same artist or different artist for this one?
That is our character illustrator. And so he took the concept art for our airships and then made a drawing of that, render in that for this piece here. So a lot of times if we have illustrations that involves character detail, we would get our character illustrator to do it. And then if it's like landscape, it'll be something else. So we have we decided to try to keep our artists in like the same like focus, so that way the stylized approach can remain pretty much the same as it goes on. So
I'm almost there. Come on.
I just needed to load.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you old crappy computer.
it'll be above that.
Almost there.
One thing that will help with stat generation is that your background does give you a base +5 to your stat of a specific one, and I can tell you which one's which.
Okay.
I have the chart up right now. So priest, right?
No, actually, I went with Sundarian Missionary.
Okay, so Sundarian Missionary, willpower +5. You'll have a base +5 in stat, because whatever you generate, you'll just add +5 to whatever you add to that block.
Okay.
All right. And we have Peacekeeper, right?
Peacekeeper, yeah.
Yeah, +5 to wisdom, and
Ranger.
Malcolm.
Ranger.
Sorry. I believe that's +5 to perception.
Okay. Come on, computer, do the thing.
Now, with other D100 percentile systems, this does take the modifier of the 10s digits, so every 10 is a threshold. So.
Okay.
Let's roll 3d10.
I did roll
11
120.
times and then add 20 to each.
4.
Okay. We'll keep the top 5. All right.
It's math time.
Yeah, math.
Well,
You're in my domain now. No, just all right, bye, B. No,
I'm running out of here.
Numbers, disgusting.
What's Mel?
if I don't see the gentleman captain and the captain gentleman start off with 50 charisma, I'm gonna be upset with you. I don't care about any other stat, just charisma.
Well, we'd also need to determine what threat level the gentleman captain starts at.
2. That would be another 100, I believe. So.
I did that.
No, it is a wonderful thing to like see how characters grow, progress as they play, because I did have a playtest campaign, and one of my players started off as a dragoon, right? Someone that's good at using their, an airship marine, essentially, good at using their rifle as a melee weapon, just as a bludgeoning weapon without any type of penalty. Well, they realized that they were going up against someone that was like dual wielding swords and was getting his butt handed to him in melee combat. And he's like, no, I'm keeping these swords, and then invested points into improving his uses of those weapons. And so now he became a character that's kind of like overall like martially adept to a lot of different situations. And then one of my other characters, a street brawler, ended up becoming Captain America, essentially.
All right.
Because he realized he's not that good at ranged combat, but he still wants to punch people. And so he put stats and points into using a shield. And so he was using the shield to parry ranged weapons and then go and punch people in the face. But then he realized, can I throw the shield? And so he got throwing talents and stuff like that to throw the shield. And I'm like, you just made Captain America. But it just highlights the progressions of it. One of the things also in our game is that everybody, all the humans can use magic. If you learn the words and how to manifest it, you can use it. It's just bad things will eventually happen the more you use it, because you generate a negative energy or an imbalanced energy called flux, and then the magic says, no, we're going to use you as a conduit if it not able to contain it within yourself. So this is why what is it law enforcement has a lot of non-lethal approach, because
Yes, we
if
do.
someone dies, all of it gets released, and you don't know how much people have flux in them.
That's fair. That's
So
good.
they don't
I
want
like
to
that.
deceive somebody and then the town blows up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably one of the other inspirations we took when we were originally homebrewing this from Dark Heresies. We really liked the psyker powers and like how the bad stuff that can happen to people if you overdo it.
The changes we did to it is that Psyker is if it would happen, ours is when it will happen. Because every time you manifest power psychically in 40K, you roll to see if something bad happens. Ours is that you just build and build and build until you meet a certain threshold, and then you roll to see if it balances out.
So when you when you have your stats, just real quick, because I know we're going to be doing some of this on our own. So in the fillable sheet,
yes,
I see it says
Put it in the
up.
percentage point.
Yeah,
Percentage
the up
point.
is to keep track of how much improvement you add to it.
Okay, so if I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to if I pick a 32 from my list and put it in there. Okay,
And
it's going
autofills.
to generate. It generates my SR of 3.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. I got it.
I spent time making it intelligent as best I can.
Okay. Cool.
Well, look,
Tali is paying me a visit right now.
Oh, hi, Tali.
Yeah. So we are we're at 37 minutes over our time. I think.
Oh, goodness.
Might be a good time for us to stop, but we're having a good time. But we probably need to, unfortunately, wrap it up at this point. We got our skills.
Yeah. Are there anything we need to know? We've got we have our points for that. We have our professions. We can go look up our this action points.
Yeah, so all that will get calculated. That won't be fillable because there are certain things that can affect action points, I believe. But it will be largely based off of VSR. If you follow the instructions for the character creation chapter, you should be able to fill out everything on the character sheet.
And you know what? We should be smart enough to do that. And shame on us if we fail and punish us when we run. So, no, this has been a very enjoyable experience.
Yeah,
and,
this is pretty cool.
It's
Thank
pretty
you.
cool. I like the whole rolling the background. I like everything. It's just amusing how I'm now a priest. I had an idea of an assassin, and now I'm this freaking zealot. That's got not quite a zealot, but just right there, walking around preaching the word. And Malcolm, what'd you think?
I really like it, and I like my very optimistic, happy-go-lucky, really great family, good background rangers. Like, everything's cool. You're good.
All right,
Yeah,
Matt.
my directionalist suburbanite weed smoking mall cop is going to be awesome.
Jeez. So,
Don't mess with the judo.
yeah, yes, that's right.
What's scaring me is like I think that Sean will be the brains of this house.
No, actually, my highest skill, I got. So this, my charisma is a big piece of it. So I rolled 120, so I got a 45 charisma. What's a 4? Nice. 33 intelligence, 36 in will, and 39 in wisdom. So all my stats, of course, went to the intellectual parts, because
So low.
yeah, everything else is like average. Like I literally was like 10, 11, 12. I rolled only 1 6, so I'm pretty happy about that, and I got rid of that. So anyway, let me push some stuff up here. Here's their website, brokendice.net, .com.net. They have a Twitter handle at broken dice, broken_dice. And of course, everybody knows ours. Don't worry about our merch. Don't follow and subscribe us. We don't care about that. Just listen. But anyway, on closing, Jason, do you have anything you want to add?
I want to say thank you for having us on. It's always fun to kind of navigate our game and have an opportunity to share it with other folks, especially since we're trying to bring in a new IP, a new genre, a new way to play.
We're about to publish.
Yeah, we go.
And this is our first one too. Like,
Oh, jeez. Brooke, what are you going to add? You started adding something there besides publishing and the cat.
Yeah.
What was the
Yeah.
question?
Do you have anything to add? You and the cat.
Oh, we're also on Instagram. We're actually at Nuadan Chronicles. So we post up
Is
there.
that an owl
That
bear?
was, we were exploring a prototype for stuffed animals. It turned out okay.
That's okay. That's unique.
A limited
That's unique.
edition owl cat.
It's the only one.
Owl cat. Okay. Wow. All right. You know what? Nobody's made one. They've copyrighted that, folks. You can't take it. I'm just letting you know.
It's
It
called
will
the
be-
Koyami, is the creature's name.
Yeah.
But hey, we are sad that Mitch couldn't join us. Next week will be another week where we'll get more into the gaming side of it and watch how our characters develop in this one shot. Darcy, thank you. This was fun. I look forward to seeing where this goes. And once again, thanks for buying. I hope you enjoyed the fleece. Was it, Matt? I think you got a fleece. But we hope you
You
enjoyed
got
that.
fleeced. No, I was just
I know. But anyway, I want to once again thank you guys for joining us. Thank everybody. Look forward to seeing you next week. Same time, same nonsense. Goodbye.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.